Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It has been a little while since our last video came out, so I'm really excited to make this video today. We were working on making this brand new desk. You can see a little bit more of it this time. It's really big, and we also have a couple different changes around here, including the secondary camera. Hello! So you'll be able to see a wider view, which will really come in handy today for this project, which I'm going to pull out right now. Any guesses? It's a guitar! Not a real one though. I am not that rich. Let's start off with a nice base coat of black. Now when you're painting on wood, it really absorbs the paint. So to prevent this, you can either use a base coat of gesso or just a base coat of a normal color like this. So then when you add all of your detail on top, you don't have to worry about mixing so much extra paint, and you can just save all of your colors and use up black. Already got paint all over the new desk. So here we go, guys. We have this dry blank slate, or should I say black slate?
Do you ever laugh? No.
Anyway, we are ready to get our sketch on here. It's gonna go vertically. We're gonna have some sky up here, and then mountains, forest, and then a waterfall at the bottom. I think it's gonna look super cool. Alright, just starting with a rough sketch to get the scale and the layout right, and then we can jump right into the sky. Now I wanted to have a moon in there as the light source for the rest of the painting, so I got a little bit of glow in the sky for that. It was a little harder than it looks. Got some clouds in, put a couple of stars in, and I got this nice circle stencil for the moon, because I wanted it to be a perfect circle. Moving on to the mountains, I tried to capture some aerial perspective in them. Now this is a technical term for art, and it basically means making depth by imitating the effect of the atmosphere. Now the mountain that is the farthest away from the viewer is going to be paler and bluer than the one that is the closest. I also used this same technique on the trees, and I added some fog in between all of the layers for both the mountains and the trees. For the closer trees, I started with a brown trunk and let some of that show through to give more detail. I didn't do this with the farther away trees because there wasn't much space to do that and they were already really small. But now that we're getting bigger, there's more room for more detail. Putting some grass in now, and we are on to this massive cliff face. I put a coat of dark gray down and kind of got in over my head because of how big this surface is compared to the neck of the guitar. I tried doing it all at once, but that was way too much to handle, so I just worked my way down in sections, getting all of the highlights and shadows in. I added some rocks down at the bottom that will stick out of the lake, and then put some grass in that's kind of growing on the cliff face and on the right side down there. And I think that's looking really cool so far. Then I got a big old blob of ugly brown in before I started with the grass, and it was very ugly, but as soon as I got the grass going, I think it made it look really nice. I got different shades, and I tried to make the areas under the trees a lot darker. Speaking of the trees, here I go starting on those. Got the shape that I wanted and then added the highlights and shadows in later. I made one of the trees more of a yellowy green to give them more variety. If they're all exactly the same color, then it's kind of just boring. Here comes the waterfall. Now I started with my darkest blue and built my way up into the pure white. This was really fun. I haven't really painted waterfalls before, but I really enjoyed how fluid you can make it, and you can kind of just wave your hand when you're painting and it still looks good. I switched brushes here and got more of a misty rapids look with the pure white. I painted some ripples in the water on the surface just to show the power of the waterfall, and there's that fog I was hoping for. We are going to move on to this adorable little fox curled up under this tree. We also have some fireflies around, and I really love these details. They add so much into this piece. The final touch on this was some grass in the very foreground for extra depth, and after that a few more fireflies. I made sure that if the fireflies were really close, I would put some of that glow to light up whatever they were around. And with that, this painting is finished. Okay guys, we finally finished this huge project, and I am so happy with how this turned out, especially like looking at this little fox in here. My brother suggested to put a fox in and these fireflies, and I love that suggestion. I love the light of the fireflies. I tried to make them like glow a little bit by putting a lighter green around and then putting the yellow in. And I really love how that looks. I used this brush to make a lot of like really light kind of soft parts for the water for when it's like just rushing down, and it really made it come alive. Let's put this thing up on my wall and see how that looks. This was a super fun project, and I really spent tons of time on it. I think I spent over a week on this painting, just really paying attention to all of those details, and I really love the finished product. So I'm hoping to make more projects like this where I will be able to spend a lot more time on them since we don't have a video every single week. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and consider subscribing, as it really helps me and my channel out. And I will see you guys in the next project. Bye! Remy, do you want to say goodbye? Oh, you got dog hair on it. No!